next morning. Just about finished packing up. Didn't sleep the best. Had a visitor about 2 AM scratching around, and I turned the torch on and sort of saw him scurrying between the bed slats above me. So yeah, turned the camera on, followed him around the room, and I don't think it was a rat. I don't think it was a rodent. I'm not sure if it was one of those little marsupial mice or something. It was a cute little thing, but he scurried around for a while and then nicked off. Doesn't look like he got into anything of mine. There's no rat crap around the place, so I don't think it's got a rodent problem. It certainly doesn't have that smell to it. So yeah, then I was sleeping awake most of the night, worrying if he was going to get into my food. My sleeping mats had some small holes on one side for a long time. I patched a couple of them, but yeah, now it seems both sides are leaking. It was near completely flat this morning, so there's a foam mattress, thin foam mattress I had under me in there, so that helped. But in the tent the next couple of nights I'm going to have to wake up and pump it back up a few times. Should grab the torch and do this, but I probably would have seen enough from what I filmed yesterday. Yeah, well, I'll finish packing up and get on the road. It's about 7:30, all packed up, swept the hut out the best I could. Sun's just poking up, looks like a nice day. There's a hut 5 or 6k from here that I've got to stop at, and I'll probably camp about 12k from here. But a slightly shorter day than yesterday. Hopefully I'll handle it a bit better than yesterday. Geez, it took it out of me going up over there yesterday. Lost all my hiking fitness, not carrying a backpack for yeah, like 2.5 years. But yeah, well, it's only one way to get it back. I caught influenza B a few weeks back as well, when I was in New Caledonia, and that knocked me around pretty bad, and took me about 3 weeks to get over, and my lungs still aren't quite right, so I'm puffing and panting a bit worse than usual. Anyway, keep going. Great little spot. Caught that lichen covered boulder out the corner of my eye and thought it was another hut. Freaky. There was a hut marked on the map back there a bit. I didn't bother going looking for it. I reckon it's just an error from for that other hut that I stayed at. track sort of edges around the side of the steep stuff here for a bit. I think the weather forecast for today was yeah, next to no chance of rain and just light winds. I reckon this little bit of fog and that'll burn off pretty quick. Fairly easy going through here. I think sort of zigzags between button grass plains and scrub for the next couple of k's. All fairly levelish, nothing particularly hard. There's a little marsh here. Glorious day. The track was fairly well used, enough to keep it open. Looks like possums have been brawling here. Quite a bit of fur. I assume that's that mountain I was walking towards from the other side half the day yesterday. Looks like someone probably lives up in there. I'll grab the torch and have a look. Oh yeah, it goes right up, so probably is a little possum family living up in there. I'd say something died here with the devil crap and the amount of fur. I'd say the devils have sat here and had a good old feast. I've heard like breaking twigs and things over there in there a couple of times. So I wonder whether someone's walking through over there. I need to wade across that later today, but yeah, doesn't look like the flow's too bad, so she should be all good. Mind you, it's about 5k away when I need to wade across it, so there might have caught a bit more by then, but certainly doesn't look too bad. Should be able to find a spot to get across. Not too far from this next hut, probably less than a k or so. Managed to lose the pad back there. I think I was just following a wombat track, but I think I'm in the right place now. Should be a hut just around here somewhere, with luck. Yeah, I'm on a pad now that's a bit more than a wombat track, so. Come on, hut, where are you? Mind you, this one might not be where it's marked on the old map either. I didn't bother checking that last hut was a significant distance from the mark on the map. Don't know whether it's just wrong to start with, or oh, here it is. Don't know whether it was wrong to start with, or maybe it had been moved. The old maps, yeah, they do have their errors. Beautiful. Oh, awesome. Very similar to the last one. Pretty much identical to the last one, actually. Yeah, same layout as well. Someone's left a cheap inflatable here as well. I'll have to ask around and find out what the story is with that. They don't look to be quality or anything, they're just your cheapo PVC ones. But nice. Well, I was asked to do a little maintenance task here, so I might knock that over and have a bite to eat and then keep moving. This is about my halfway mark for the day. So, yeah. Well, we're all done. There's an entry in the. There's actually a couple of dinghies down there. And, one of them was left by a guy that was here 6 months ago. His entry in the book didn't say whether he was coming back for it or if other people could use it or anything, which hopefully he plans to come back one day and haul it out. This is about my halfway mark for the day. I did think about coming through to here yesterday, but fairly easy walk through to here, but I'm glad I stopped where I did. It was a spin yesterday. Another awesome spot. I'll have to come back and stay here one night. Now find the way back. Underground creek. Nice little camping spot. Keep thinking I hear voices. I don't know whether it's just the water or there is a group around here somewhere. A lonely black swan floating out in the middle there. I'm hearing odd noises. Might just be like a couple of trees rubbing together up here somewhere or something. This next 5k or so there isn't a track. We just sort of fumble your way through. No doubt it will get interesting places, but it's all part of it. Welcome to Whoop Whoop. Took me a little while to find a spot across this creek that was either clear on one side and too dense on the other, or vice versa. A few wallaby tracks out along here. Might follow it down a bit and see whether I can get out. Well, that obviously wasn't the best way to go, but yeah, looks like it gets a bit clearer through here, so out of the thick stuff for a bit. Looks as though it'll be a bit easier over here. Time will tell though. This was completely unmarked, but there's a tape over there and a tape over there. think there is a logbook in here somewhere, so maybe they lead to the logbook. Yeah, there is a bit of a pad through here. See how far it goes. The logbook. No book, just logs. Oh well, not that it's a big deal. Might sit down and have a breather for 5 minutes and then keep going. It's only quite early, it's only 11:15, and as the crow flies, I was going to camp about 4k away, so I've got bloody bucket loads of time, so I'll just dawdle through so that I don't end up sitting around for hours later, and to take it easy through this crap. Bloody lovely in here as well, worth savouring. Well and truly on the turn. The wind seems a little bit funny today. I did leave the battery door open when I was recharging it, so it's got the slightest bit of moisture in it. I'll have to sit in the sun later. I was just thinking logbooks are probably going by the wayside these days now that everybody, or almost everybody, carries PLBs and such. There's poking here to the waterfalls, see if I can get a look at them. But, hard to see through the scrub. Probably a good spot here to view somewhere, but I'm not going to go bashing around. There's a couple of rock cairns back there that lead to this, but geez, it goes down pretty bloody steep. Should have been trying to go back and go around a bit higher and skirt around rather than dive straight down into it. Bit of common sense and all that. If it goes down and goes into real thick stuff, it's going to be a nightmare. Against my better judgment, I thought I'll decide to come down here. Even if I go around up higher, I've still got to descend. So I figure it's probably better off at least following the track that's being used. It's slick as all hell though. Just going down in the back in places, so if I do slip I can't go too far. Can't go head arse over. little pile of rocks there and a bit of duct tape on the tree there, so I reckon that is the route people usually take. Got to cross this a few k along. People often shimmy and walk across trees, but with the flow going so low, I might just go up the top and find a wide spot and wade across. Not a fan of slip logs and fallen trees. Not solo anyway, it's too much to go wrong. At least wading and take the shoes off and use the hiking poles, and yeah, if the water's only like this knee deep, it's nothing to worry about. Even if you fumble a bit, you're not going to scone yourself and end up in the shit. Lovely down in here though. There's a bit of a pad that followed around close to the river down the bottom, but looked as though there's a lot of odd fallen timber and that around there, so I climbed back up the bank, and there's a bit of a clear patch through here, so I think it's probably the right move. Mind you, it does look as though you could walk around down here, but with the fallen trees and that, I reckon there's some hard bits in there. I'd rather not be scrambling through big fallen trees. We'll keep going and see where we get. And might end up having to scramble back down there yet. Bit of crap to pick through, but it's not bad. Around here, follow that round. Glad I've got plenty of time and not having to rush this, because good to have the time to be able to look ahead and pick your route, not be a bullet China shop type of thing and constantly getting into dead ends. Looks okay. There's a decent amount of flow in that river. When you see it going over falls, it is anyway. Fairly easy walking through this bit, but I probably won't last long. I jinxed myself. A little bit of a pad through here around the edge of this marsh, because there's pretty much only one way to go. Poor old shirt's taken a beating. It's getting a bit thin anyway. I think that's why it's tearing rather than just in the past it's just been little nicks. But yeah, now she's starting to tear, but it is donkey's years old. Time to retire her. I might try selling it up, but should probably just retire it and pull out one of my spares. Get a nice whiff of those pine trees every now and then, it's nice. Nice sphagnum moss beds over there. Oh, I've got another hitchhiker. I've had a heap on me, but none have actually grabbed hold or had a suck yet. It's real nice over there with this sphagnum moss. I'd like to go over there, but I'd end up sinking boot prints into it. So I'll stick to these wombat trails down here. I think it's about 3.5k to go. That's only not even 1 o'clock, so just dawdling along and enjoying it. Really don't want to be. I've sort of got my mind set on. There's a couple of marshes up the end that I reckon I can probably get the tent on, so sort of aiming for them, and don't really want to get there and have to sit around for 3 or 4 hours until dark. Another change of scenery. I hate to think how many hundreds of thousands of species are through here. Just everywhere you look there's something different. Refilled my water bottle. There's so much water up here, I'm not carrying a huge amount. Got 1.5 litres, I guess. But a couple of 600 odd ml bottles and another one. So as I empty one, I just refill it, and got enough spare there for emergencies or if anything happens. Into a bit of prickly shit. Oh, slightly better. Just sat here for 10 minutes with the battery door open in the sun because it's fairly not too much humidity here. I think I've ended up just with a slightest bit of moisture inside the camera. As I was saying back there, when I accidentally pressed the button, I had the battery door open last night in the hut, just recharging the battery, and it was quite humid in there, so I think I've got a little bit of moisture in the camera. I just left it sitting open in the sun there for 10 minutes and it seems a little bit better, but still a little bit of fog there though. Hopefully up where I camp it's not too moist and we can sit her out for a while and dry it right out. It's normally mainly an issue in the tropics. You gotta be quick when you're changing batteries and that, and but yeah, it is what it is. Certainly looks like it's been a dry summer up here. No doubt it will bounce back once we get some decent rain. Quite a thick area. I followed a pad or a lead in down low, and there was boot prints down there, but it just turned into like this. Then I went round, followed another one that went up there, and that was even worse. But just pushed through a bit of thick stuff and found a bit of a pad through here, so I'll follow this one, so that might be the best one. That was another nasty little bit. I had to poke around up and down to find a route through. Sort of clears up a bit in here though, so should be right for a little while hopefully. Looks like Dickie Knee with a green wig. Lovely little forest. Whole family of them. Some more waterfalls just up here a bit. Decent drop off. Take the beach wander down there to get a good view, but I'm not going to. That's the fast into trouble on your own. continue around the top here. I assume it'll get around up there somewhere. There we go, through about here from here. It's easy to keep getting dragged back to the water's edge, but move away from it a bit. There's often a bit of a clear way through. Drop off down here. Looks like a little castle. Something probably lives in there. I reckon this is one of the spots where people cross. These logs here. Looks like a pain in the ass picking through the other side there. Could probably shimmy around this one and then go up through there, but it's really dense over that side, so I think I'll continue up this side of the river for another kilometre and then just wade across. So it looks to be a bit more open forest on this side, and just looks a little scrubby in there. No, I'll poke along this side a little bit more, and if it gets too bad I'll come back and yeah, cross here. There's a bit of a pad down around the edge down there, but there's so much timber along the edge of the river. It looked as though it'd be easier to come up here, which yeah, this looks like it's probably the go. Yeah, you can see all the crap down through there. Would have just been a pain in the ass climbing over. Sounds like one of the rescue choppers are coming. When I was back there a bit, I heard a couple of thunks, like it was boulders falling from up high or something. Made me wonder whether there's people rock climbing up on these cliffs or something. Yeah, it sounds like one of the rescue choppers. Taxi service of someone at one of the huts maybe. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, it looks like one of the Westpac choppers. The overland track's just up there, so it might be picking up an injury from one of the huts. Or someone with too many blisters, which happens at times, I hear. Well, whatever it is, hopefully they're okay. My gut feeler coming up here was right. There's a couple of tapes. Good-o. I was standing back there looking at this scrub thinking, oh geez, this is going to end up being painful, but Bit of a lead marked in here, so it's probably not too bad. Get another tape over here. Good, it's getting too late in the day to get into serious bush bashing. Big log jams up here. You could scramble across if you're young and fit. No thanks. So many mushrooms up through here. Family of the big fellas over here. Oh, get through. Jeez, party time. Oh, I'm glad I stuck to this side. It's bloody beautiful through here. Looking at the river here, it shouldn't be any issue to cross up here. Not a huge amount of flow. Starting to get a bit awkward through here. Might get past this bit and then head uphill a little bit. Moved away from the river a bit, and there's some nice little marshy bits through here. This is the type of thing I was looking at camping on once I crossed the river. Pretty damp though. And we'll see what we can find. There's a couple of poor lonely ones over the other side. It's real shallow up here. I'll go a bit further, but it looks like I'll get away with just removing my boots and pulling my trousers up to my knees, and I'll get across without any issues. Good-o. They certainly stand out from the green. I'll be glad to set up camp actually. I'm getting a bit weary. Doing something to eat as well. Haven't had to pack off for ages. The old back's feeling it. Need a bite to eat and a couple of Nurofen. Tempting to go across here actually. Bet you that log's slick though. At least then I wouldn't have to take my boots off. Okay, I might just get up there and see how slick it is. Unrun the chest and waist. It doesn't feel too bad. Looks like the sun's been on it for a good part of the day, so it's not too slick. Oh, at least I'll be able to take my time to wander around and find a camp. I really couldn't be bothered taking my shoes and socks off. And I'm going to dry out and put them back on and such. Oh, beautiful. Looking a bit of a track here for me. Good out. Yay. Just knowing that I had to cross it, there's that just constant concern that I might be passing one spot that might be better than the next one type of thing. But I believe it gets quite wide and narrow and shallow up further. So that was sort of my go-to, but this is low enough that if I did slide off it, I'd probably only knacker myself, if anything. It's and it's relatively dry and not slick, so not a great deal to climb over either, so it worked out well. On we go. Just had to cross this little creek, so I took the opportunity to fill up all my water bottles, ready for tonight. Not sure how much further I'll go. I'll poke through here and try to find a marsh or something to set up on. These were the areas I was looking at on the aerial photographs, thinking I could probably find a little spot in there to camp. Passed a nice little spot back there, but I'd keep going and find something else. But, this is either too boggy or yeah, nothing suitable. We'll go a look here and see what we can find. This would do it a pinch. A bit lumpy, but if I don't find anything else, we can always come back to it. It's like being out in the desert. It's like, oh, just go one more sand dune. There might be something better. Oh, just one more sand dune. And you end up going another 50 kilometres. It's an interesting one. You can't see it, look at the torch. Look like little rubber balls. Now that's a good tent spot. I'll go along here another 200 metres. If there's nothing better, I'll come back to this. Yeah, no, that's good because I won't do any damage there. Saw that log out the corner of my eye and I thought it was a bloody devil lying on the ground. That'd be a good spot to wake up in the morning. Only went about 50 metres and it was all scrubby and boggy and there's more waterfalls just along here, and they were getting louder and louder. So I thought, stuff it, I'll come back to this little spot. Nice and sheltered here, and don't really have to move anything, and poke a handful of pegs in without doing damage or leaving any mark. So this will be it. Some logs to sit on and such as well, because it's not all that late. I've tried to take my time as much as possible coming up through there, just so I wouldn't be too early. 3:15, so it'll be dark in 2.5 hours. Take my time getting set up, and yeah, good out. My boots ate my socks a bit yesterday, so I didn't bother putting the stockings on today, but I've been mauled a bit by the leeches. I just flicked one off here as well, but yeah, someone had a good feed on me there, and yeah, or a couple of them. Hey, fun. They'll itch like all hell in a couple of days. This is just one of those real cheapy Chinese nature hike cloud up 1/10. Only weighs about 1,100–1,200 grams. I don't particularly like it because it's end entry, and I struggle to crawl in. I'd much rather a side entry tent, but it's got a tiny footprint, so I only use it for off track stuff where yeah, where I'm confident there's not going to be much room. But yeah, usual story when I first stop is get all the damp clothing off and hang it up to dry a bit. From memory, this was only like $90 on Amazon when Nature Hike had a special and Amazon had a deal going. They do a polyester one and the nylon one. The nylon one's lighter, but nylon tends to absorb the moisture, so once you get them wet they tend to stay a bit soggy. Pretty sure this was the nylon one, because I've got a nylon 4-season Lanshan 2 that I use in winter. That doesn't have poles, you just use your hiking poles to hold it up. And I bought one of their Nature Hike, what's it called, Lightning or something like that, that I use on the motorbike, and that's a polyester one. It's yeah, just the dew and condensation, it dries out pretty quick, which is good. But this is pretty bloody tiny, just enough room for my mat and my backpack next to it. But I really hate getting in on the end, but tiny footprint, so it is what it is. Horses for courses. I was trying to go light this trip because I'm not hiking with a pack for so long, so this is the lightest of the lot. So yeah, I won't peg the little vestibule out until I've set up. Makes it too hard to get in and out. Just my leaky cedar summit and the good old faithful One Planet sleeping bag. Just want the cedar summit inflatable pillows I shove in a pillowcase, and put my little cheap Kmart fleece folded up in with it as well, just to get a bit more height because I'm a side sleeper. But, that's about it. Just shove the backpack in there, just so the devils can't run off with it or gnaw on it. Oh. Bit stiff. Great spot though. Now I'm set up, I'll go down, have a bit of a wash, and look at having something to eat. unlikely anyone will come through here at this time of the day, so should be all good. Legs are still bleeding. And there's another one having a go at me. Good-o. I might finish putting the stuff in the tent and close it up so I don't end up with any in there for the night. Jeez, every time I look at my legs to see whether the bleeding's stopped, I find I've got another one crawling on me. Don't want to crawl into the tent yet because I'm going to end up bleeding on everything. Went down to the creek a bit earlier for a wash, and I was sort of forgetting where I was. I was looking up and down, checking it for crocodiles. Too used to being in the Kimberleys and Cape York and the likes. It's bloody idiot. Oh, it's not a creek, it's a river. There's the one I picked off myself. You can smell me, he's coming back for me. If I wasn't already bleeding, I'd put on my thermals just to cover myself up, but I don't want them soaked with blood. I might have to use them tomorrow night, and I think tonight was meant to be 7 up here. And it's fairly sheltered down here. It'll be like last night. It's not cold whatsoever. You can certainly smell me. Move out there without having to pick one off me, so just got a old army sleeping bag cover over my leg that's bleeding the worst. I think that one's sort of stopped now, but this one's still bleeding quite bad, so I don't want to soak the down bloody sleeping bag with blood. My boots I just tied, I want the tent poles so the devils can't run off with them. Do the same on the mainland with the motorbike boots because the dingoes seem to like the sweaty leather and that. I assume it's the same with the devils here. They probably the sweaty leather confuses them a bit and they run off with it for nesting material or to chew up. Yeah, this tent's very cramped, but it is what it is. It's not like we've got to live in here for a month or anything.